Hey guys, it's John Scarborough. So I got this sawmill in finally, and I'm not going to do a running unboxing. There are several videos of people doing that, and I think it's useful. And so, but there are a lot of videos like that, and so I don't really see a whole reason for me to put a big long video of every single detail. If that's something you want to go do, you can go watch those videos. I'm probably going to go do that just to kind of help me along. But I do want to I'm going to put a video together. I'm going to kind of piece it together. I'm not going to have a running video, but I'm going to kind of piece it together and just see, just kind of show y'all what I think are highlights, and maybe even what might be even negatives. But anyway, we're just going to kind of go through that and show it so far. And I think, fairly certain, that all of this steel structure here is just the boxing. That's just a casing to hold it all together. So I'm kind of excited to see that. Just a solid metal frame built just for shipping it across here. You know, I'd say that it was anyway, kind of awesome. I like that. So we're gonna keep cutting it apart and kind of show y'all along. We'll just kind of, you know, cut in clips here and there and let y'all see it. So all right, so I just figured I'd show this kind of for documentation more than anything. You can see that this right here, it showed up a little bent right there. I don't think that's a big deal. Hopefully it's not. And then you can tell right there, you can see that, you know, it come off the truck like that, pretty bunged up. And then there's a few holes down there in the bottom. And then it come with only one of these. The other side was gone, so I had to put 2x4s underneath it. If that's the only damage in shipping, then I'm gonna be, then I'm happy. You know, as long as everything on the inside is fine, I'm completely content with it. To me, it looks like they did a pretty good job packing it, trying to make sure that there was no damage to the inside. But anyway, so far I haven't seen anything to object about. We're just going to kind of go on along and keep y'all updated. So I pulled the first box out right here. And you can tell it was pretty bent, the box itself is. So hopefully whatever's inside is not damaged at all and we won't have any issues. So anyway, just figured I'd document that. It does look like that this thing kind of got bumped around pretty good. You can tell the tape got all messed around. But I wouldn't necessarily say that was a negative on Woodland Mills, you know. That's something that happened in shipping most likely, you know. And I think it's always interesting that they make you sign that everything's good before they ever leave, and there's no way you can get it all unboxed. But anyway, I don't think there's any problems so far. We're going to look. You can tell on that box right there, it's whatever's in it is trying to come out of the bottom. And there's several holes where stuff has popped through, and then you can tell right in here, you know, I mean, it's just been shook all around. So hopefully everything's okay and there's no issues whatsoever. So anyway, all right, guys. So we're kind of moving forward here just a little bit. As you can see, I got the blade sharpener here. I went ahead and got that. That is not something you have to get. I did go ahead and get that. And then I also got the blade, I believe it was called a setter. I have slept since then, so don't get me to lying exactly and trying to tell you exactly what it was called. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, it helps to keep everything in line, and it helped. Essentially, these two items help to get your the life out of your blade, so you can get as much possible good out of the blades that you can hope for. I do wish, with the price of everything, I wish I would have seen more than one grinder head. Now, with that being said, I have not used this, so I don't know. Maybe this lasts a ridiculously long time. I don't know. I do know, with my experience in the welding industry and stuff, these carbon fiber, or I think they're called carbon fiber. Anyway, whatever, these blades that lose size as you grind, they don't last forever. Some are created better than others. But anyway, point being, I do wish I would have seen more than one in there. It's not a deal breaker by any means. But I would rather have seen that, considering the costs. And then another thing is when I got these two, there's a discount for if you buy these two together. And so, of course, it makes sense to go ahead and get them if you're interested in both of them at any, if you know you're going to get some at some point, it makes sense to get them when you can get a discount. I do, however, wish that they would have offered a discount for buying this stuff with the mill. I kind of understand, they got a deal where you only get a discount if you get if you're getting big ticket items. But I kind of wish I would have seen that. Just simply, to me, when someone's buying as much stuff as this, they're buying the sawmill, and then they're actually buying the stuff that shows, it just shows you're committed to me. So I would have liked to see that. I also bought the cant hook. There's the cant hook. So I would have liked to see some kind of a discount or something. I even told them that I had a YouTube channel, asked for a discount, because I'm going to try to get a discount everywhere I can, of course. But they said, oh, no, we have already got somebody else that's got a YouTube channel, so we're not offering any discounts to anybody for that. So I was like, well, that's fine. I'm not going to let that be a deal breaker. So I'm not knocking on them in any way. I kind of would have liked to see that, but at the same time, I know how it is to run a business. So I'm not going to knock on them at all for that. But what was my reasoning for going on and ahead? I can't talk. For going ahead and getting these, I did some research on it and about different people with the cost analysis and the savings of their house and everything. Of the sawmill. And a lot of people said that essentially, if you're building a whole house or doing a lot of projects, or a good amount of projects, which I'm planning on building pretty much a whole house from this, unless, of course, something else comes along that's, just a better deal and makes more sense. That's my big plan with this. But anyway, so what the people were suggesting in the reviews that I've seen in some of the other YouTube channels was that if, you needed to do a certain amount, so about a good house worth or a good, or several projects. Now, all of these videos were created, obviously, before the extreme inflation of wood. So if the lumber comes back down, then I can't justify that, but I can still say I was as good as I'm still as good as they were talking about being. But if the lumber prices never come back down, then I'm even better off than that. And one of the deciding factors in going ahead and buying this, because I was undecided, I wasn't really sure, it was a decent amount of money to put towards something. It's a whole new learning experience for me. I know a little bit about wood, but I've never done anything with a sawmill. So, it's a learning experience. It's a whole new venture for me, But anyway, so the deciding factor to buy this was that this had not gone up in price. So everything else got inflated, and this was the same as it was. So in my mind, it was like, okay, if everything comes back down, then I just bought a sawmill for the same price as I normally would have. But if nothing comes back down and everything continues to rise, eventually Woodland Mills is going to have to go up. They just have to. So then when they go up, well, then all of a sudden I've got a really good deal on a sawmill. So either way, with that way of thinking, it's like, well, either way, I'm not coming out bad. And then if the prices don't come back down, not only that, I'm doing really good on the lumber too. So then what was my deciding factor with this was a lot of people was saying that basically to make the wood a little bit more valuable, the biggest cost afterwards was your blades, Well, obviously, a lot of people had suggested making sure you get a larger number of blades at a time, and that just makes sense, So I went ahead and made sure I got that. I think I got the 10-pack or whatever, But a lot of people were saying that the price adds up quite a bit when you're not able to sharpen them yourself, But when you sharpen it, they were saying, a lot of people were saying that it was lasting like 3 times as long. So anyway, after doing the math and seeing what it all was, and kind of weighing it out, I'm like, you know what? I plan to use this thing a lot. I know that I'm probably never going to sell it. I'm going to keep it even after I get done with most of my projects and I'm not just doing a huge amount of building. I'm probably going to keep it. I just don't see any real reason not to. And so I was just like, you know what? It just makes sense to have the ability to sharpen them. So I was already going to spend that much money. It wasn't that much more. I think it was, I want to say it was 7, maybe 900 more to get the both of them. It may have been 900 more. I don't remember. I don't even remember. You can look on their website and see all of that stuff. I don't remember. But anyway, whatever the case may be, when you start doing the math of the blades, how much they cost, and how the fact that you're basically getting not really 3 blades for the price of one, because now you have to factor in that you had to do the work of sharpening the blade, so that discounts some of it. But the fact that you, A, don't have to order blades as often, and B, if we do come into a big shortage again in our country, then, and I can't get blades, well, then that gives me a much longer waiting period. You know, there's a lot of options involved with that. And when I did the math, it did make it cheaper having that. And there's even some people that I was looking at was talking about some cheaper blades that you can buy and put on these. And I don't know anything about it. I didn't research, but I did keep up. I kept in my mind the price of the blade that they had said. It was pretty good bit cheaper. But even if I bought those cheaper blades, it still made more sense to have the sharpener. So anyway, I was just going to throw that out there along with this video. This is supposed to be kind of an unboxing video and everything, but I kind of wanted to throw that in there, the reasoning behind getting the other stuff. And then I did not get the extensions, and I did not get the trailer. A lot of people get one or the other or both. And my reasoning is I'm a fabricator. I'm a welder. I've got plenty of access to material and everything. I don't see any reason why I cannot build the things. But what I'll do is as soon as I get it put together and looking at it and everything, I will price what it will cost me to build it by myself. And then I'll decide from there, I'll do a cost-benefit analysis, decide whether or not it's worth it to build one. And if it's not, I'll just immediately call them back and get them to ship those down here. The downside to that is I won't get the benefit of shipping them all together. That would have been better on shipping. But I was fairly confident that that I can build those things, the extensions and everything else for myself. And a big part of it, like if I knew for a fact how long I wanted my bed extension to be, then I might have gone ahead and nailed down and done it. But because I didn't know 100% for sure, them ducks are coming up in here. They don't come up very often, but anyway, because I didn't know 100% for sure how long I wanted it, I was like, I hate to do it. I mean, I may end up building all of it. So anyway, I will keep y'all updated as the video goes along. So I wanted to mention real quick, guys, I saw a lot of different people when they were unboxing. What they did was they unbolted the 2 bolts on each side and then bent those tabs and laid that down, put a piece of cardboard in. Well, I did that regardless anyway, but then what they did was they laid that whole saw head out of there. I didn't really like that idea, so what I was going to do was I was going to use my crane here and I was going to pick it up out of there. But after trying it, you know, obviously with that weight of that motor, it's trying to lean that way over there, and I'm not seeing a good way to strap it from this side to keep that from happening. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it over and do it like everybody else did it. I'm pretty sure that's the way the manufacturer intended it to be, because this is the only side with bolts in there. The other side's welded. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and lay that over. I just thought I'd mention that if anybody else has got one of these and they've got a crane or something, they're thinking about lifting it up, it might be easier just to lay it over, get it out, and kind of look at everything. So anyway, we're going to keep on going. All right, guys, there it is. And I know this has been kind of a lengthy unboxing video. I figured there was a pretty good bit of run-through unboxing videos. So I just wanted to kind of offer a video that would help in some way or another. I kind of wish there was a way that they would have made it to where you could pick up that saw head, but honestly, you could nitpick something to death. Everything worked out fine. I may have scratched that corner just a little, but everything worked out fine. It's down there, nothing's damaged. So we're going to get that up. everything looks good. I would say that everything was packed well. I was pleased with the way it was packed. I could tell that through shipping, there was a lot of damage or a lot of moving around and bumping around, but they packed it well. I have to give them a thumbs up. I don't think there was anything damaged. There was a little scratching on this, and you know, I'm a little disappointed. You can't even tell it in the camera, you know. So it ain't enough to matter, you know. But it's always a little, and really, I don't even know if it's scratching. Well, there's a little bit. There's a little bit. But whatever the case may be, it's always a little disappointing. Like, oh man, I kind of wish I'd have been the first one to put a scratch on it. But if that's my biggest problem, I can't say anything. I think they did a great job, for sure. But I kind of want to just show everything. I did get the cant hook, and I mentioned that earlier a little bit. I went ahead and put it together. I got the cant hook because the other cant hooks I saw in the stores and stuff, they had a wooden handle on it. This one's got a metal handle on it, and this one just looked better to me. It looked better built, and I kind of like the idea of buying a cant hook from a company that knows all about cutting logs and moving logs and using stuff. And maybe that doesn't really mean anything, but the bottom line was this one was actually $30 cheaper. I mean, I think it was still $100, but it was $30 cheaper than any of the other ones I could find. I don't remember the exact cost, but anyway. But yeah, there it all is, guys. I got it laid out. They did send some complimentary stuff. Got some gloves, some glasses, earplugs, things like that. So that'd be kind of nice. It's always a nice touch when you see a company do something complimentary. And I really like this tank right here. I believe this is the lubrication tank. Don't get me to lying. I'm gonna do a little more research on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Made out of aluminum. It just looks sharp. That's a really nice tank. So anyway, kind of like that. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna go do some more videos talking about it, but this is gonna be the assembly video. I mean, not the assembly video, just the unboxing. So sorry I drug it out. I'm not gonna drag it out anymore. So y'all don't forget to like and subscribe.